Hello and welcome to 18 WJTS in.form. I'm your host, Bill Potter. We're going to talk about a tough subject in this edition of WJTS in.form, and that is child molestation. And joining us in the studio is Deena Hubler, who is the Executive Director of the CASA program in DuBois County, which is Court-Appointed Special Advocates. I got that right. But we're talking about something that you're doing in conjunction with SWICAC, which is the Southwest Indiana Child Advocacy Coalition Center.
Yes.
So there's a program coming up called Protecting Your Children, Advice from Child Molesters. What is this program?
This is a program that's designed to help parents, grandparents, aunts and uncles, anyone who deals with children, an opportunity to learn how to protect their children. And when it says advice from child molesters, that's exactly true. This curriculum was based on years of study, talking to child molesters and what they did, how they groomed not only the children, but how they groomed the parents.
Wow, that's scary when you think about how it's almost like they plan for this sort of thing.
They do. One thing that people will learn when they come to this event is predators are very patient. They may groom for years.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
And so that's why it's so important that adults come and they learn how they can protect their children. And they can see those warning signs when their children are being groomed, but also when they or a family member is being groomed.
Now, this event is February 18th. That's a Tuesday, at 6 o'clock until 8:30 at the Pine Ridge Elementary School in the library. This has been held before, I believe, here in Jasper.
Yes.
Why are we moving it?
Because it's such an important topic that we feel like if we can move this event around the county, it's going to be easier for people from different areas of the county to attend.
And I'm sure there's no charge to attend this.
Right, no charge.
Now, you would like to know ahead of time to kind of get an idea how many people, because if you fill up the library, you may move to the gymnasium, okay?
Exactly.
If somebody is interested in going to this, they do not have to RSVP, but
Right.
what should they do?
Right, if they can give us a heads up, they could just text or call 812-639-0143, and that way we'll have a ballpark figure of how many people to plan for. But by all means, if somebody gets home from work that night and decides they can go, we want them to come.
And so you can decide at the last minute you want to go to this.
Absolutely.
Do you have to be there from 6 to 8:30? It's probably best.
It's probably best, but we'll take what we can get because the information is so important that we want it out there for whatever will accommodate the people.
Why the collaboration between SWICAC and CASA?
Tammy Lampert and I both have a passion for preventing what we can. You know, Tammy does the forensic interviews when a child is molested, and then CASA's come in and we represent those children in court after the fact. And so when you do that a long time, it just sometimes feels really good to be able to do something on the preventative side and try to help prevent some of what we see happening in our community.
Who will be doing the presentation, which is Protecting Your Children, Advice from Child Molesters? Who is actually going to be running the program?
Yes, that'll be Tammy Lampert from SWICAC and local law
Enforcement officers?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So these are guys or gals who are seeing it firsthand. So they're going to be talking about things that are really happening.
They are, and they're going to be talking about what's happening in DuBois County.
Oh, surely not in DuBois County.
Yes. Unfortunately, we do have issues like this in DuBois County, and our children need protected. And one thing I like about DuBois County is when people know about something, they come together and they say, this isn't going to happen here anymore, or I'm going to help. So this gives people an opportunity to come and learn how they can help protect children.
It's tough because sometimes as a parent you might be blind to what's happening, especially because often child molesters may be a relative or they are somebody that the kids know.
Yes.
Is that what this is about, to help recognize that?
It is, because statistics tell us that 93% of perpetrators the child knew. So it's not a stranger who's coming up and harming a child. It's someone that the parents know and trusted, and the parents have unknowingly just let the child know, I trust this person, so you're safe with them.
Is this for people who only think something may be happening in their family, or is this for anybody?
This is for anyone, and I especially encourage people who don't know that something's happening in their family to come, because they need to be made aware, because this happens far more often than anyone would ever realize.
Are you, I guess I'm SWICAC, and you probably are always needing help with people doing things. Do you need help with this program, or is this pretty well, you're set for that, you just need people to come to it?
We're set, we just need people to come and get the information, and then share that information once they have that information, because we're hoping this will just spread through the community and make Du Bois County safer.
And the goal is to have this again in another town in Du Bois County.
Exactly. We'd like in a couple months, and we'll be talking about that once we get that all set up, to move it around so it's not everything just in Jasper, but around the entire county, so that it's convenient for people to attend.
Now, it's maybe an odd question, but you really don't want parents bringing the kids. This is for adults.
Yes, this topic is not for children. It is a long program. It goes very quickly because it's very informative and interesting, but it's not a forum where children would be comfortable, and it's not where parents would be comfortable having their children there.
Do people need to be mentally prepared for what they're going to hear?
Possibly. And it's okay if someone needs to leave the room, or because something may strike a chord when they talk about how predators groom parents or children. Someone may realize, oh my goodness, this is happening in my family.
And if somebody is grooming, you had mentioned it takes, they're very patient. They can take them a long time to do that.
They are. So it's not just like often just a snatch and grab or something like that. It's more they can groom for years sometimes. So that's why people need to come and just learn about this.
Will there be resources presented that people can take home with them, or maybe some names, contacts if they've got questions, or that maybe can talk to somebody anonymously? Is that available?
Yes, I think at the end, Tammy and law enforcement will give that information.
Okay, now again, if you could talk about the who, what, when, where, why, and the number in case they would like to RSVP.
Okay, it's going to be February 18th at Pine Ridge Elementary, and it's going to be Protecting Your Children, Advice from Child Molesters. And this is true information from local child molesters that they will be presenting. And so it's from 6 o'clock to 8:30 p.m. And we do have free nachos and bottled water, because we realize that people need something to snack on. And if they could RSVP and just give us a heads up at 812-639-0143.
But again, if you don't RSVP, do not feel bad. Just show up that night. It's most important.
Yes.
And again, who should be coming to this?
Anyone who's got children in their lives, parents most certainly, but grandparents, aunts, uncles, pastors, anyone who works with children, maybe a youth group leader, anyone who has a heart for children and wants to protect them would benefit from this information.
An excellent program. It's going to be put on by SWICAC, Southwest Indiana Child Advocacy Coalition Center, and also by CASA, which is Court Appointed Special Advocates.
Yes.
And a little separate from that, how are things going at CASA?
Things are going really well right now. Right now we have enough volunteers, but with the number of children that are coming in, I know that we'll have a class later this month, or not this month, this year, later this year, and we'll get that information out when we're ready for that as well.
And you were instrumental also in helping Orange County get a CASA program started.
We did. Orange County started a little over about 2 years ago, and they're off and running as well, advocating for children in their county. Currently, we are advocating for about 72 children here in Du Bois County.
Right here in Du Bois County.
That's just Du Bois County.
Yeah, so pretty well every county is just going to, does every county have a CASA?
Almost every county in Indiana does right now.
Okay. And again, for those who are wondering, what is CASA? Because court-appointed special advocates kind of, makes the eyes glaze over a little bit. What do you do?
Well, advocates spend about 7 to 10 hours a month, and they're kind of like the eyes and ears for the court. Judge Verkamp, he can't go and observe the parents visiting with the children. He can't go and see where that child's living, where they're sleeping, talk to teachers, talk to doctors, talk to service providers. And CASA does all that and then makes a report to the court before each hearing, and that gives Judge Verkamp more information so that he can make the best decisions possible for the children.
Okay, well, Deena, good luck with your program, and I hope we get a lot of people at Protecting Your Children, Advice from Child Molesters.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us. Remember, that is coming up on Tuesday, February 18th at 6 o'clock at Pine Ridge Elementary, which is, the address is Birdseye, but really it's between, I'm going to say Minter and Birdseye, but it's kind of like between St. Anthony and Birdseye. Easy to get to, you'll see signs. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching 18 WJTS. We are local people watching local people.